history. Two teams looking to seize the moment. Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns bring a confident Knicks squad. Boston.
Showtime!
Where a pair of championship virtuosos, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, are waiting. Will the Knicks push through? Or will the Celtics assert their dominance? The NBA playoffs, round 2. Celtics-Knicks, Saturday on ABC.
Well, now it feels like a Target Center game here, and this terrific run the Wolves have been on the last 4 years. 4 playoff appearances, a Western Conference Finals appearance a year ago. They've had some down times here, Stan, but when it's good here, it's really good here, especially in this arena. They are right on top of you, and they are loud right now, and they've jumped out to a 25-7 lead.
Yeah, look, Timberwolves fans are among the best in the league. They appreciate their team, they urge them on, and they really get excited when they're good.
Buddy Hield coming out of the timeout, nice play set up, and Hield knocks down a three-pointer.
Well, and Steve Kerr gets 4 starters back on the floor with Guy Santos.
How about that start? 0 for 8 for the Wolves in the three-point category at this point, and they've already hit 4. Edwards drives, explodes to the basket, missed it, and Butler is there for the rebound. Edwards thought he was fouled.
I'll tell you what, it's really just a lot of layups. And even if there is a little bit of contact, it's contact that Anthony Edwards normally finishes through, and he knows that.
Santos looking for Podziemski, who springs free and lays it in. Well, good execution by the Warriors. Santos, known as a great defender, and he makes a nice pass there to pick up an assist. DiVincenzo and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, this terrific trio coming off the bench for Chris Finch. Pretty tight 8-man rotation. Edwards, the blow by Buddy Hield. You're not going to miss that one.
No, and there's no help whatsoever from the Warriors. No rotation at all.
Again, Podziemski, same play, and on a floater, no good. Randall with the rebound.
Very upset still with their defense. It's simply Podziemski screening. The Wolves are switching that split action, and then the screener's able to slip to the rim.
Santos fouls Randall on his way in. And free throws for Julius Randle.
Here's the drive, and literally nobody coming to help. Podziemski not coming. That is poor defense to be very understated.
27-12. Wolves lead it. Under a minute to go in this first quarter. And Randall knocks down the first foul shot, and a chance to remind you, don't miss a playoff moment with the NBA app. You can download the app today for the latest scores, highlights, behind-the-scenes access to all the drama. Download the NBA app today. It's powered by Microsoft. Julius Randle had that adductor injury, missed all of February. Wolves had started to play better, started to turn it around right at the end of December, right about Christmas time. Chris Finch said he thought they'd finally locked in, but when they got Randall back, he was a difference maker for them. Former most improved player in the NBA and a 2-time All-Star with the Knicks. Butler hears the boos. Draymond Green for 3, got it. Green's been shooting it well the last 3 games.
In the first 6 playoff games, Draymond Green made 6 threes. In the last 2 and a quarter games, he's made 7.
Green with a slap down. And Podziemski able to save it, but had to put it in play in no man's land, and it's right to Edwards.
So he got tackled by Buddy Hield.
Shot clock is off. Edwards probing here. Randall kicks it. Great movement, but the Warriors are with him every step. And the three-point try, no good. Santos with a rebound. Podziemski got it off late, and that'll take us to the end of the first quarter, and it was all Minnesota. Warriors managed just 15 points. The Wolves with 29 on the board, knocking down 4 3-pointers. You're watching the second round presented by Wingstop.
alone. But Mom's having none of that. She got you a virtual visit with Amazon One Medical. And soon, beds will get delivered right to the hotel. Because no one gets out of joyful family fun. No one.
Why'd I say I'd man the grill? I don't man things. Just fire come out. Here's the plan. I need burgers, buns. Great. Look at me go. I'm a grilling machine.
How's it going?
Literally about 3 more minutes.
You've got to turn it on.
5 minutes. Go take a dip, dude. Excited to see people bite into my creations.
Fill up on all the good stuff at Subway. All your faves packed with tons of crispy veggies and fresh sliced meats. Buy any footlong in the app for just $6.99. Great bread, great meat, great sauce, great deal. Get on it, people. Order now on the Subway app.
Don't miss the movie event everyone is talking about.
See where the night takes us.
Sinners is a cinematic marvel that is terrifying and unforgettable. Sinners, rated R, now playing Unforgettable.
Coach, I know the margin of error shrinks when Steph's not on the floor. Defensively, how do you offset this hot start that the Timberwolves are having right now?
Well, we're not doing a good job guarding the three-point line. Right away, we made a couple of mistakes, so we got to tighten up game plan discipline and just hang in there. We got to just hang tonight. We know what's coming.
On the offensive side, 15 points. How do you break down their defense a little bit now the second quarter?
Yeah, we've started to. We're much better final couple of minutes after that slow start. So just got to keep moving and keep moving the ball and moving bodies and see if we can do it.
Steve, appreciate it.
It's their worst quarter, and Steve Kerr knows the challenge that's in front of him. Is Draymond Green, first possession of the second quarter. Misses the three, secured by Randall. Wolves are hungry tonight, no question. They need a win before this series goes to Chase Center in San Francisco. They'll continue to play every other day through Game 5, which means the Warriors will go 10 consecutive games of every other day. It is a tough task for Golden State as Alexander Walker gets to the basket once again with the left hand.
Well, and that's where he's strongest. Alexander Walker's right-handed, but much more comfortable going left on the drive than going to his right.
Warriors got their shooting a little more organized. They started 0 for 8 for 6 of their last 10. But 5 turnovers as Podziemski is fouled on his way to the basket.
Yeah, look, Minnesota's only shooting 42%. You see Nickeil Alexander-Walker, if you're Guy Santos, you got to know that's where he wants to go. And then Podziemski headed to that right hand and draws the foul. That's a bailout by Alexander Walker. He's got to make him make that shot. But you mentioned it, Brian, the biggest problems with the Warriors, 5 turnovers and they've given up 5 offensive.
Podziemski able to hit the first. And we remind you that the NBA on TNT tonight brought to you by Pepsi. Food deserves Pepsi. Brandon Podziemski, the Wisconsin native, second-year player out of Santa Clara after a year at Illinois. Podziemski hits them both, 31-17 our score. Early stages of this second quarter.
And Kevin Knox becomes the 12th Warrior into the game in 13 minutes. And Trey Jackson-Davis is up at the scorer's table, will become the 13th Warrior to get into the game already early second quarter.
The zone gives the Wolves a little trouble there.
Absolutely. The Warriors' defense, you look at the numbers, it's been fine. They've got to rebound the ball better. They've got to take care of the ball better.
Draymond Green, did he get a shot up or no? No, they'll say side out. Randall with the foul. Tony Brothers immediately points to the sideline. And here comes Trace Jackson-Davis. And the official Hyena squad is in right now as Jimmy Butler Well, actually, we've seen them all. This is part of the game plan for Steve Kerr. He said, I gotta find out what combinations are going to work. This is not too different than what the Warriors were doing early in the season before the Butler trade. They've already used 5 different starting lineups. That's all in the last 7 games. Podziemski got caught in the air. Good defense that time. And Knox comes away with a rebound.
Wow, Trace Jackson-Davis doing a great job keeping it alive. One of the best offensive rebounders in the league. Fell out of the Warriors' rotation, but when it comes to getting on the glass,
Wow, Conley with a strip right at the end of the shot clock. And it is a shot clock violation, and Mike Conley let them know. In year 18 in the NBA. It's got Anthony Edwards all smiles over there.
well, the Warriors played 3 games this season after the Butler trade without Steph Curry. They beat Milwaukee at Milwaukee, but then lost at Atlanta and got blown out in Miami. That's the experience this group has without Steph Curry.
Gobert gets inside. Trace Jackson-Davis with the foul. Jackson-Davis got a little time in that blowout against the Rockets. That was game 5. Played 12 minutes in the other 4 games played in the playoffs. And Gobert will go to the line. I'd be very interested to see. We'll see how the game goes if the Warriors can fight their way back in this thing. But if it does get lopsided, you wonder what the number would be for Kerr. Would he, this is not the word he would want to hear, but it's what it is, the load management preparing for game 3, which would be day after tomorrow in San Francisco, especially with his guys that are logging heavy minutes right now, Coach.
Well, we saw an indication of what he might do in Game 5 of the Houston series when the Warriors were getting blown out. He pulled everybody halfway through the 3rd quarter and didn't bring them back in.
Gobert misses them both.
He's under 50% now in the playoffs, 10 for 22.
Jackson-Davis out of Indiana University. Buddy Hield pulls a tough 3. That's an air ball. Force that one. Hield knows he is the primary scorer on the floor right now. Naz Reid goes to the basket. Oh, wow, what a finish. Naz Reid switched hands and finishes with the right.
NBA players have gotten so good now with that deceleration move, slowing down and being able to basically stop on one foot.
And then Golden State will have the ball on the side.
And Tony Brothers explains it. So Draymond Green running out of tees. The other part of the flagrants, if you end up getting a flagrant 2, that's 2 points. So he's kind of pushing toward the edge, Coach, of a suspension, depending on how long the Warriors stay in this playoff run.
Well, that's his 5th technical foul now of the playoffs. So 2 more leads to him getting suspended. And as you said, 2 more flagrant points So he's too shy of suspension. It's a tough call because all he's trying to do is draw the foul. And now Draymond is just yelling at the official, very, very frustrated. You got to get control of his emotions. I understand the frustration because I don't think there was any intent there. But the referees are calling the game the way they expected him to. Steph Curry now trying to calm him down. Draymond making his case, which Steph understands. They're going to get Jimmy Butler back in the game for Draymond and try to get him away from the officials altogether. Very smart move by Steve Kerr right here. I mean, they're down 16 right now. They cannot afford another technical on him. And he's got to stay away from the crowd also. Yeah, I think this, if he's headed back, he's headed to the end of the bench. I'm not sure he shouldn't just go to the locker room and calm down a little bit and then get himself under control and come back. They need him. He's not only the leader of their defense, he's the hub of their offense. He's their facilitator, if you will.
Steve Kerr, when all of that was going on, was immediately calling on Jimmy Butler, asking if he was ready to come back in. That's going to be a shot clock violation. Minnesota has their thumb on the Warriors here in Game 2. 33-17, outstanding defensive effort.
Well, look, the Wolves forced 5 shot clock violations in Game 1 on the Warriors. Now, can Minnesota find better shots against this zone, which has baffled them a little bit here in these first 2 games?
Naz Reid takes it, leaves it, and a deflection ends up in a Minnesota turnover.
Well, we've seen Gobert already have trouble catching 2 passes. One a straight line pass at his waist, and the other one a bounce pass. You've got to feed 7-footers above their shoulders.
Strong basket by Trace Jackson Davis with Gobert lurking. Anthony Edwards back on the floor, finds Alexander Walker. Walker probing. That was deflected by Nuss. That'll be Minnesota ball as we kick it over to Lauren Jabara.
Yeah, BA, Draymond Green told me the other day that he's trying to play with physicality while keeping his emotions in check. He said that Game 6 against Houston, he was not a good leader for this team. Game 7, he came out, kept those emotions in check. He knew this was going to be important for this series. Steve Kerr told me he plays with emotion and competitive fire. That's what makes him great, but it can work against him as well. If he can channel that and not get faded, we're going to be in a really good spot. And also, guys, talked to Coach Izzo before Game 7, and they had a heart-to-heart about how he needs to keep his composure throughout this entire second-round series.
Good stuff, Lauren. Thank you. Chased down by Jaden McDaniels, who already has 3 blocks in this game. And Tom Izzo, Draymond Green's college coach at Michigan State. They're still very close. And, you know, Coach, for Steve Kerr, he's doing the math. He knows he's not going to have Curry for at least a week. Can't afford to lose Draymond Green as well with those technicals starting to stack up. And he was dangerously close to getting another one, which would have put him 1 away from a suspension.
Well, Steph Curry and Steve Kerr did a great job of keeping Green away from that. And Alexander Walker knocks down a 3. A welcome sight for him. He's now only 6 for 25 and a backcourt violation for Golden State.
Warriors turn it over.
That's already their 8th turnover.
And Minnesota up 36-19. Wolves have turned those 8 turnovers into 7 points. Jackson Davis with the rebound.
Well, here's the thing. They're up 17 points and they're not shooting the ball well, Minnesota. It's not like they're lighting up this Warrior defense. The problem is the Warriors can't solve Minnesota's defense without Steph Curry.
Edwards swipes, gets the steal on Spencer, and a foul as Knox goes flying into the crowd. Free throws when we come back. Alex Rodriguez, he taking over ownership soon. He is loving what he's seeing thus far tonight. Wolves are rolling in Game 2. Minnesota at the line when we return.
Wake up, rest it, work out.
Well, this is it.
Yeah. Oh, I miss you so much. Oh. Just got an online offer from CarMax to sell this mom van. This is the greatest day of my life. I mean, this is the saddest day of my life. It's so hard to walk away. It's really, really hard. We must stay strong.
Instant online offers. CarMax.
You knew Mr. Miyagi?
I came looking for you. Lee needs help.
Karate Kid Legends. Exclusively in theaters May 30th.
What it is to be a Celtic.
Celtics is a way of life.
You know that you're the best in the world. You gonna let them take it away from you? Let's go get it again. All the history is right here, and I'm in it.
You put the uniform on, you better wear it proudly.
Celtic City, streaming exclusively on Max.
In the playoffs at NBA TV, we give more so you get more.
Need more time on the clock?
He's a machine, man.
One more rip. No days off.
Playoffs, y'all.
Yo, I need more than this.
Is this enough?
Get more in the playoffs on NBA TV.
We gotta take care of business tonight, man. Lock in. Today's the day, baby. Have fun. Supposed to be here, bro. You don't get where you want to go without challenging, man. Wait. And one!
Appreciate Mike Conley wearing the microphone for us tonight. I love that line. We don't get to where you want to go without challenges.
And that's absolutely true. And the Warriors are in a similar situation. For them to get to where they want to go, they're going to have to win without Steph Curry. You feel like they've got to get one of these next three, BA, keep the series even. Hopefully he can be back in Game 5, and then make your run at it in a 3-game series, even though 2 of them would be on the run.
Well, if you survive to Game 6 of your Golden State, you will finally get out of this every other day run. As the Jim throws it away, Trey Jackson-Davis wanted it up top for a lob.
Big guys always want it up top. It's the third time I've said it tonight. Throw the ball up when you can to big guys.
There's the real key right there between 5 and 6. Those 3 days off between. They go every other day in the other games. And we don't know if Stephen Curry is going to be able to return. They're going to reevaluate him in a week, Lauren reported. That'll be played in Game 5 as Jackson-Davis gets a block on Edwards. And Edwards is down, grabbing at his left ankle. Playing 5-on-4 here. Gobert gets caught in the air, and Butler misses the shot. Will go to the line. Edwards still down. He tweaked that ankle in Game 1 briefly. Clutched at it and then ran it off.
Out here. I mean, they can't leave him down. Yeah, and they will. Minnesota will take the timeout.
Shaking his head. He's a tough kid too. This one is biting him right here. Timeout to get Edwards off the floor with the injured Curry looking on.
Hey, safe to say I'm the biggest, the largest. Been stepping up since my mama stayed in the regardless. My daddy told me keep it
Flavor.
Everyone wants a taste.
I ain't no music because I'm the biggest, the largest.
When you think of me, you should think of fire.
And what, may I ask, is your name?
What you got to say?
This was the scene just a moment ago while we were in the break. Athletic trainer Aaron Sear assisting Anthony Edwards back to the locker room. Coach, he's a workhorse. He missed only 3 games this year, Edwards. He played 79 games, so to see him exit like this, it has certainly put a cloud here in game 2.
It certainly has. And, you saw the concern on Steph Curry's face. These guys all want to beat each other, but none of these players wants to see another player get hurt.
Changes things dramatically for the Wolves, just as the Curry injury changes things for the Warriors. And Randall, right away, able to knock down that mid-range jumper.
Now, he loves that shot, going right, stepping back. Most guys much better on the step back going to their weak hands.
Wolves lead is 19, 5.5 to go in the half. Jackson Davis does get the lob he was looking for, that time from Jimmy Butler.
He's a big-time lob threat. That's what you said a minute ago. That's the pass he wanted from Brandon Podziemski.
Moses Moody trying to check Randall, giving up some size. Randall gives it up. DiVincenzo. That's good.
Wow, DiVincenzo needed that one. First one of the night, 1 for 3. Now 7 for 34 in the playoffs, just barely over 20%.
He was electric in the playoffs for the Knicks last year. He shot the 3 ball so well, up over 40%, and shot it at 40% through the regular season. Podziemski gets to his strong hand, the left hand, able to score it off the glass. DiVincenzo lost the handle, turns it over. Jackson Davis finds a guard. This building is quiet right now. No doubt Anthony Edwards on the minds of these Timberwolves fans here. Podziemski misses a three. He's had some good looks. Podziemski 0 for 3 from beyond the arc. And now McDaniels gets the shooter's bounce off the front iron. Minnesota back 20.
Yeah, McDaniels has been so good for this team in the playoffs. Really all year, but in the playoffs, really has stepped up.
Butler. And into the hands of Gobert. DiVincenzo to Julius Randle, the two former Knicks. Randle just backing down. Moody spins and scores. Too much to handle down there, Julius Randle.
He's the first player in double figures tonight for either team.
Butler finds Moody. Moody continues his shooting woes. Been a struggle for Moses Moody. Went scoreless in game 1.
Yeah, and scoreless in game 7 of the Houston series. He was averaging over 11 points a game through the first 6 games and is 0 for 12 since then.
0 for 3 tonight. 2 of those misses from three-point range. Kuminga, little mid-range, and it's going to fall. Soft touch. Looks like a little 9-iron on the green right there. 20-point Minnesota lead with the ball. Does not have the playoff punch right now in the building as Gobert, guarded by Jackson Davis, couldn't get to it. Excellent play by Jackson Davis. And now Jackson Davis going all the way to the other end to lay it in, and the foul. Great hustle that time on both ends by Jackson Davis.
Well, Jackson Davis making an impact here. Defensively, running the floor, getting on the boards. In only 8 minutes, 6 points, 3 rebounds, a steal, and a block already. 3 for 3 from the floor. Warriors cut it to 18.
I don't know if the Warriors thought there was a timeout. Tony Brothers says, nope, get back on the floor. And they'll reset for the and 1 here. Officials telling all the players to get back on the floor. No timeout. We do have time to tell you about the upcoming NBA playoff schedule. Tomorrow, ESPN takes over with a doubleheader. Cavs and Pacers, Thunder and Nuggets. And then Saturday, ABC has the Celtics and the Knicks. And this series, Wolves-Warriors, will be in San Francisco, the night game on ABC.
Well, you can't have teams in more of a must-win situation than the Cavaliers and the Celtics both going on the road down 0-2.
Yeah. And you know those buildings are going to be rocking with their teams coming back 2-0 with 2 at home.
Indiana got 2 major breaks with free throw violations that weren't called down the stretch, or Cleveland a win to even the series yesterday with 3 of the 6 guys out.
DiVincenzo with a goaltend. Count that basket. 7-0 run here for the Warriors, coming off the turnover. And DiVincenzo for the chase down. Yeah, clearly hit the backboard. DiVincenzo, a little hesitation. Can't finish it. Randle is right there for the cleanup.
That's already 12 second chance points for Minnesota. They only had 14 in game 1 all the way through.
Draymond Green able to draw the contact once again on the floor. Green seems to have settled. Steve Kerr had to take him out of the game. He had picked up a technical after a review. Dead ball technical with a hand to the head of Naz Reid. 18 points in game 1, 8 rebounds. He was brilliant in game 1. Alexander Walker just picked up his 3rd foul as Green hits the first one. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today. Make every playoff moment mean more with America's #1 sportsbook. Green 2 for 2 at the line. 9-2 run here for the Warriors. And down 15 points as we come to the end of the first half.
Going trapped Mike Conley, trying to speed up the game. They forced a turnover the last time down.
Here's Randall for three. Got it. Julius Randall buries the triple.
Well, it's a whole new year for Julius Randall. After a couple of tough postseasons in New York, he's off to a great start in the postseason here for Minnesota.
Now that narrative that he was not a postseason performer, he answered those questions in the first round against the Lakers, and he is off to a great start here tonight. Randall's got 16 first half points in 16 minutes. He's got 9 points here in the second quarter. Just knocked down his first three. Kuminga springs free inside, and an easy layup for Jonathan Kuminga. Wolves comfortably in front in game two, playing well, but you wouldn't know it by the way this building feels right now. I think the anxiety of the Anthony Edwards injury a major factor. DiVincenzo brings in a three-pointer. And right back come the Warriors. They get one after a made basket on the run. Kuminga once again.
Chris Finch very unhappy with that. There's no excuse with giving up a one pass ahead, carry it to the rim layup off a made basket. That's just a lack of effort on Minnesota's part.
Conley working with Randall again. Now Randall drives it with his right hand. McDaniels. And McDaniels scores with the left. McDaniels so long at 6'9". It's only his fifth year and starting to emerge as a top player here with the Wolves in compliment to Edwards. Kuminga showing a little sauce. He's got it. Jonathan Kuminga can certainly do that when he gets it going. Kuminga has been out of the rotation at the end of the regular season, on into the playoffs. Shot clock is off. Wolves chance at the last shot. Jackson Davis fouls Julius. Had one to give here. On his side out.
He's going to get Peyton and Braxton Key, the 14th Warrior to play in the first half.
Let's go to Lauren Jabara.
Guys, quick word on Anthony Edwards. Left ankle sprain. He is questionable to return to tonight's game.
All right, thank you for the hustle there, Lauren. So Edwards stepped on by Jackson Davis. We'll have to see how this one goes the rest of the way. That was fired off the backboard, and that's how we end the first half. Minnesota got off to a 13-0